Start! NGN!
Hello,
Hooray!
everyone. Happy Wednesday. Right?
Happy Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Good
yesterday we had our coaching call,
morning.
and that was Tuesday.
And that was Tuesday.
And
Today
tonight
is Wednesday.
we have our master class inside our community.
Excellent.
So if you are a Nursing SOS member, definitely check out the bonus masterclass tonight that we have inside the community. We're going to talk about what to do if you fail an exam. When things go wrong in nursing school, despite doing all the right things, happens all the time.
Very cool.
Happens sometimes.
For those just joining, welcome to the Nursing School Show.
Ask
we
us anything.
Answer questions.
Yep.
Mostly of the nursing school related questions. So go ahead and comment below. Ask us some questions you have about nursing school or how your nursing classes are going.
We're going to talk about the NGN.
We are going to be talking about the NGN. That is a popular topic nowadays. So we are going to be talking about that.
Yep.
But if you want to talk about something else, go ahead and put it in the comments below.
There you go.
All right, let's get going.
Do you guys meditate? 100% no.
Interesting question.
That is an interesting question. But I think in the traditional sense.
Yes.
100% no.
I think, yeah. Traditional sense of meditation, or more in the Eastern style meditation, no. I call that sleeping. No, just kidding.
No. We do not do that. That is not a Christian thing.
It is not a Christian thing, so yeah, we do pray.
Yes. Which is very important in nursing school. If you are being told by, somewhere out there that you need to meditate your way through nursing school, that is misguided.
Yeah, there is. I mean,
prayer will help though.
What's the woo woo, like? Yeah, people call it the woo woo terms or those woo things, and yeah.
No, none of that. None of that around here.
Hello, actually, I actually graduated.
Yes!
Congratulations! Been past NCLEX, and we'll have to take the new NGN exam. So, good. Stick around. We're talking about the NGN, or we'll be talking about the NGN. So definitely awesome.
Yes. So the first we talked about this. This is so funny. We talked about this last night on our coaching call inside our Nursing SOS membership community, and the thing with the NGN, the thing with the NCLEX, is that it changes periodically. So this is just the reason everyone's freaking out about it. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Is because it is one of the biggest changes in several years. So yeah, the NCLEX does change periodically, but it's usually like minor changes. This one is like a major change. Next gen NCLEX. I mean, they even gave it a cool name.
They did give it a cool acronym.
Next gen NCLEX. So it sounds super fancy. The thing that you have to remember, though, that is so important, is that the content does not change. It's not like just because the NCLEX changed now to the NGN, that now means that the pathophysiology of a stroke is different. That's not what that means. The pathophysiology of everything that you're learning about is still the same. The nursing assessments are still the same. The nursing interventions are still the same. You still have to learn the same stuff. It's just the way that they are now testing you is slightly different. Now, another thing that I really want you to know about this, that the NGN is not changing all of the test questions. I think this is a common misconception. So yes, the NGN, they're changing the types of test questions that they ask, sure. They're going to have now, this is super cool. They're going to have now, patient charts, where you can actually click through a patient's chart, and it's more real life. Like, you are literally clicking through Epic, right? And going through, clicking on a patient's chart and trying to figure out, what's going on with them. And then you answer the test question based on their chart. So that's super cool. Now, the thing that I think we all need to we all need to remember is that that's not all of the test questions, though. They didn't change all of the test questions to be that. And I think that's where students are getting a little bit caught up in like, everything's changing. No, it's not. They're still going to have the traditional SATA questions. They're still going to have the traditional multiple choice questions. They're just adding in these other things too. And so while, yes, some of it is changing, it's not all changing. And so you guys, we've done a lot of Monday night and last night, we've done a lot of coaching inside our community about like the unknown and changes that happen, and just these things that like we don't, like, as you know, as people, we have regular fallen human brains, right? And we like to skew toward the negative. That's what we all like to do. We freak out about things that are unknown. We freak out about things that we are unsure about or that are new, and we make it a very big deal in our minds where it doesn't really have to be. So when you are thinking about the English, just like fight back on that, okay? Like, don't freak out about it, because sure, well, some of the test question types are changing. Sure, they're just adding, they're giving you more information, basically. They're giving you a patient chart to click through and look at, and then you can answer test questions based on that, which is really cool when you think about it, right? But the content does not change, and then they're also not changing just the regular multiple choice questions and the regular SATA questions. And SATA, here's the thing too, now you get partial credit for SATA questions, which is the coolest thing in the world. So, you know, we'll see, as you go through your program right now, if you're in an ATI or HUSI program, for sure, they've changed already the types of like exam questions they're giving you. They're now mimicking the NGN. Your nursing school will pivot to catch up with it. Give it time. We've done a lot of, there's a lot of students who we've talked to who are concerned about that kind of pivot time where schools are now transitioning to the new NGN, and there can be some chaos and everything feels like it's up in the air. Now, this is really, really important that you don't take that on. You don't have to take that on. You just focus on what you need to do in order to move your grade forward, in order to pass your next exam. You don't have to worry about what the school's doing. Or we heard from a student a couple days ago that, well, my instructor and the faculty at our school, they're just not on the same page about anything. That's not your problem. You cannot control that. All right? You can't control what the school is doing, the changes that your school is making. All you can do is focus on you and how much you study and how much you prepare for your exams, right? So often we want to change all of like the situation around us to make us feel better. That's not how life works. You can't change other people. You can't change how your instructor's teaching. You can't change how your school is operating. You can't change that stuff. You can't change the curriculum. You can't change the NGN. Now we just have to go with it, right? We just have to do the best we can in order to get the best grade possible that we can. Yep.
Yeah, so it is really counterproductive to be worrying about the things that are just completely out of your control.
Yes.
So yeah, just be cognizant of that, both the NGN and just your normal school day to day, is that we want to be in control of everything. We want to know all the outcomes of everything. We want to make sure that we know everything before moving, but sometimes that's not possible, and sometimes things are genuinely out of your control. So definitely study, focus on yourself, focus on what you need to do, but everything out of that's really out of your control is just taking up mental space. It's taking residence in your mind when it really shouldn't be. So just kind of let it go.
Like what I was telling our students last night, our members last night. So we have coaching calls inside our Nursing SS membership community where I bring you on video and we actually talk in real time about problems that you're having in nursing school. And so we did that last night. And on that coaching call, what we were walking through is that, like, this is not about changing what is going on in your life. And it's not even about just thinking better about it. Like, that does not work. There's so much like nonsense out there on Instagram, on whatever. Like, you see silly little phrases on pillows like live your best life or whatever. It's nonsense. Like, you cannot just think a better thought and then change your life because of that. That's not how it works. That's not how our brains work, because we always skew toward the negative. And we cannot just think a new thought and say like, "Oh, it's going to be great." That's not how it works. The point is, when you are caught in stress and anxiety and overwhelm and you're freaking out about the NGN and all the changes that are happening and you're not sure about it and all that stuff and you're worried, you're getting yourself caught up in a tizzy and you're not studying, right? That's the problem. You're not focused, right? Because what happens when you get really anxious? What happens when you get really overwhelmed and you feel like everything's changing and I don't know how to handle it and I don't know where to start? When we're telling ourselves like, I don't know where to start, then you don't start, right? Like, you don't study. That's the problem. So you can't just like play that it's like all rainbows and daisies and it's going to be fine, of course. The point is that you have to get past that, where you are not feeling overwhelmed, you're not feeling anxious, you're not feeling stressed, because if you continue to be in that space, then you're not going to be as productive, right? Rose, you said partial, I think you're meaning partial credit. Partial credit for all SATA questions, or just the NGN ones. So we're talking about the NGN. So the NGN will have now, so cool, partial credit for SATA questions. Now, if your school writes their own exams, like if your instructor writes their own exams, they might give you partial credit, they might not. You'll have to check with your school, but the NGN does, which is super fancy. The types are in the case studies that they give. Yours truly. Hi, Shay. So yeah, the NGN is going to be all case studies, like where you click through a patient's chart and all that. And so that is super cool. And if you want, like, we have a really good video. There's like a video that the NCSBN, big fancy name, the NGN people, they put out this video talking about the different types of NCLEX questions that are coming on the NGN. And so if you want that, we have it. Just DM me on Instagram. I'll send it to you, okay? If you want to see the different types and stuff.
And when you're saying that they're going to be kind of mixing in things, I don't think that they're gonna like call that out in the exam, right? Like, oh, these are the old ones, and then NGN. No, it's just going to be a test, and
yes,
it's just like anything else. You just take it and do the best you can. And again, as long as you know your nursing content and have studied and learned critical thinking about all of it, then you'll be fine. I was just thinking what would be another example, and kind of a funny example that I was thinking of is really pop quiz question right now. Who remembers Scantrons? And who has used Scantrons on a test?
Yeah, like right? The thing, like the really narrow thing. Well, I guess it could be any size. You put them in the machine.
Yeah, the ones with the bubbles, and you have to circle it in, and you really, really, really need to make sure that you bring a number 2 pencil.
Why was that such a big deal? I don't even know.
The machine that reads it can only read number 2 pencils because of how dark it is.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Shanina, remember Scantrons? Do you remember Scantrons? And how much of a pain it was, and it's all just multiple choice, and you need to bubble it in and make sure your bubbles are all fancy and full and pretty and dark enough, or else it will kick it out and you get the question wrong, right? Yes. And then along comes computers with the ability
I don't miss those. Shanetta, that's funny. I don't miss those either, Shanetta.
Along comes computers with the ability to have multiple choice questions or fill in the blanks, and they're thinking, hey, look at this new technology. Look, we can actually ask questions so that we can get a better understanding of how well they know the material. Why do we need these Scantrons, these old things? Let's get rid of those. Let's bring in these new things, right? That's really all they're doing with the NGN, is that, oh, look, these computers can do these new things. Now it can look more like patient charts. They can read through it. We can understand better how they're reading through it and how they critically think and understand nursing material and their patients. let's use this instead of the old things that really it worked back then, but you know what? As things progress, there are better ways of testing. Not that the material changes, but that there's just
Yep.
better ways to do it because no one wants to fill out bubbles. No one wants to do those
Yeah.
scantrons anymore. So that's really all that this is that okay, we're going to be doing this new technology and using this new technology. But as long as you know the material, you'll be fine.
Yep, it's really the same, and I think that's really what I've been pushing back on so much, you guys, is that the content has not changed because so much of the unknown for you, so much of the like freak out that's happening that I'm hearing from nursing students is that like everything's changing. No, it's not. All right, let's not be dramatic about it, okay? Not everything is changing. All right, it's just there's some things are changing, sure, but we can't control that. So let's focus on the things we can control. Instagram, Black Beauty, have a long way to go, and I'm still scared. You're gonna do great. Shay, you mentioned up there something really interesting that I want to talk about. My test is next week. I'm trying to cover med-surg, but it's too much to learn, so I've just been doing practice questions. Now, let me ask you a question, Shay. Is just doing practice questions helping you study for your exam? Because I'm assuming it's not. Practice questions. Okay, here's actually a really good way to put this. When you are doing practice questions, you are in chapter 5 and 6 really of the nursing school study system, where you actually have to start at chapter 1 and follow all the steps all the way down. You cannot skip steps. All right, it does not work. If you are just doing practice questions without understanding the content, it's not going to help you. You have to know the content first in order to be able to critically think and apply it to a test question. All right, so I would really want to make sure that you are cognizant of that you're aware of that. I do not want you to just answer test questions simply because you think what you said in your comment is, my test is next week, I'm trying to cover med-surg, but it's too much to learn, so I've just been doing practice questions. We don't want to do that. Like, don't just do practice questions because the content's too hard to learn. No. The content's too hard to learn, so you gotta learn it. That's really it. Like, don't try to put it off. Don't procrastinate. That will cause you to fail your exam. So make sure that you're being diligent, okay? Catch yourself on those things. Like, we talked about this last night on the coaching call too. It's so interesting how our brains do this. They give us a nice little thought that sounds so good, but it's not helpful. So like, okay, this content's too hard for me, so I'm going to do just med-surg practice questions. And when you ask people, they say, oh yeah, do med-surg practice questions. Like, that sounds productive. But no, catch yourself, Shay. Yours truly, Shay. If you are doing practice questions because the content's so hard, then doing practice questions is not helpful for you. That is not going to help you pass your exam. So we have to be very aware of that, okay? Make sure that you're not procrastinating this, not sneaking in there. It's very easy to do.
Now, I'm not saying that practice questions are bad, but what you're saying is why are you doing them?
Yes.
And not to use it as a crutch, use it as procrastination instead of focusing on the hard things and actually learning the material.
Yes. Exercising is not bad.
Yes.
But a lot of nursing students put off studying because they want to go for a walk. Same thing. Like, don't procrastinate. That's the point.
Yeah, it's really interesting also because we like to feel good about ourselves, right? Right? It feels good to feel good.
To feel good.
It feels good feeling good. And so we tend to skew on quote unquote practicing or studying the stuff we already know. Because hey, I already know this. This is a little dopamine.
Yep.
Hit of dopamine. And you feel good about it. So hey, I do know this information. You know what? Maybe I should ask myself another question about this just to make sure. Oh, good. I got it right again. I must really know it. Let's do a couple more of the same exact question that I already know.
Yes.
So it's kind of the same thing. So
not helpful for you.
It's not helpful if you know that the material is hard and that you're struggling. It's not valuable to you, it's not useful to you to just continue doing practice questions.
And to just put it off, because
Yes.
the point is that you're putting off studying.
Yeah.
And so this is anything. Okay, Pure, what am I? Oh, Pure Spice. Hello. Learn the content first. That's the only way to pass your exams. 100%.
Yeah.
Content is important. Yep, I agree. Yours truly, Shay. I've been doing reviews. Yeah, you have to know the content. Okay. I have a lot of notes, just want to know the best way to review it. So, yes, Shay, that's where you want to get the nursing school study system, because we literally walk you through how to review it. So, have you guys checked this out yet? We talked about it on Monday. It's on our nursing school shop, and actually, if you use the coupon code right now, Sunshine,
because it's finally spring here.
Because it's finally spring, and we have some sunshine.
The snow is almost gone, guys.
Almost.
So, if you've been following Christina on Instagram, she'll probably stop talking about the snow because it's going away.
It's going away. So, literally in the nursing school study system, we walk you through step by step how to study in nursing school. There are no two ways around it, my friend. This is the best way to study. Everyone needs to know this. We walk you through how to prepare for class, how to take notes in class, how to use our 3 study models in order to pass your exams, learn things faster, and be confident when you take your exams. We're going to walk you through how to critically think, the key things you have to know as you're studying, like the things that you need to focus on. You cannot waste time in nursing school. You can't. There's too much to do. And your exams, your papers, your research papers, your care plans, everything moves too fast. You cannot waste time studying. So it starts on page 25 in chapter 4. We're going to walk you through the 3 study models that we use, that we teach inside our Nursing SS membership community to help you learn things faster, retain more information, and pass your exams. This is the only way to go. Like, you gotta go. If you don't have the study system yet, like, I don't even know how you're studying right now. My guess is that you're wasting time studying if you don't know this stuff.
Well, it's really, really interesting, right? Because, I mean, the vast majority of us that are on right now, and we've gone to school, and people tell us what to do in school. Oh, you need to take notes. Oh, you need to study. Oh, you need to do the practice questions.
Read the textbook.
Oh, you need to read a textbook. But the how is missing. How to do that. Because, I can, take notes. I'll just copy everything that the teacher's saying verbatim. Oh, I need to read the book. I'm just going to read the whole textbook.
And that'll help.
You know what? In one ear, out the other. So, yes, we know what to do. We've been told our whole lives what you need to do, but how to do it and how to do it efficiently and effectively. That's the main thing that we will help you with the study system, with the membership community, because that how is really the key part, especially in nursing school. So throughout elementary school, middle school, high school, you probably get by just kind of doing what you've been doing.
Yes.
But Shanita, you said they cram us so bad. There's a lot of information to learn.
Yes.
So you need a better way of doing it. You need a more efficient way of doing it.
Because you can't learn it all. You can't learn it all in a week. Like, you cannot read 18 chapters in your textbook by next Tuesday's exam. It's not going to happen. You have to focus your study time. And even if you did read all 18 chapters and do exactly what they say, that is not helping you, my friend. If you actually do that, you're going to fail your exam. There's no 2 ways around it. If you are focused so much on reading the textbook, memorizing things and information, and like just knowing all the things about all the things, you are not critically thinking about the things that actually matter. Right? And that critical thinking is what your nursing school exams test you on, not memorization. So that's what we walk you through inside the study models. Like I said, it starts on page 25 inside the nursing school study system, and I can't even stress it enough. Like, everyone has to know this. Everyone has to know this stuff. You've got to use these study models in nursing school. Jazz, hello. Crazy, I'm in my 3rd semester of nursing school, and I still haven't found a way of studying. I'm all over the place and struggling. And that's what happens, especially, Jazz, you said that if you're in your 3rd term, like, every single term, you guys, it changes. Every single term is like a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder, depending on, what your strengths and weaknesses are. But Med-Surg tends to be more difficult. It's more content to learn. It's more critical thinking. That tends to be more difficult than, say, a fundamentals class.
Yeah.
So as you progress through your program, you just build off of things. And so you have to critically think. And so you seriously, Jazz, you gotta get the study system. It's gonna help you so much.
Is that in your bio?
What?
The link to our shop?
Yes.
Is it in our bio? So
yes, it is.
if not, just go to nursingsos.com. Our shop is there. It's right on the front page. So
yes,
definitely take a look at it. Again,
mm-hmm.
we all know what to do, right? We all know that we need to buckle down, we need to study, but
yes.
how to do it and how to do it efficiently. So you have time to do other things too.
Yes.
Nursing school is hard. Nursing school does have a lot of information, but that does not mean that you do not have to have a life while in nursing school.
Yep.
You just
100%.
need to find the right tools and the right ways of doing things.
Yes. Yep. Pure Spice, I did maternity in 7 weeks and peds the next 7 weeks. It's brutal, but thank God for my study group who uplift each other, and each of us strengths and weaknesses that helps one of us. So yes, if you have a study group, that's fabulous. What we hear most often from students, which is really interesting, is that unfortunately, like, there's a lot of tension and a lot of stress in nursing school cohorts. So people aren't as friendly as we would perhaps like them to be. Which is why our Nursing SOS membership community is such a lifeline for so many students, because it's literally like, we've got our community forum, we have our nursing tutors, like we literally hold your hand through nursing school inside the Nursing SOS membership community. That is what we do. Like, we are a community of students who are just like you, so many students going back and forth, talking about different topics and different struggles and helping each other. And so if you are confused about anything in nursing school, jump on a tutor hour, jump on a tutor call inside our community, submit a tutor form, jump on a coaching call with me. There's so many ways to get help inside our community. It's kind of insane. We are here for you 100%.
Yeah, it's tough doing life alone. Just life in general, and especially nursing school. And yeah, it can feel like you're alone. And we hear this all the time, that the feeling that I'm the only one struggling. Everyone else in my class is doing great, or we're all struggling together. But it's you're not alone.
Yes.
And there is a supportive group out there for you, and it's really good if you have a group in your nursing school, that a nursing cohort or a group of people that you can get together with and study. That's great. Yes. That is something that the Nursing SOS membership community does as well. And really, it is better to have a more uplifting and positive group around you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, just like you said, that's so great, because like someone else's strength might be your weakness, your strength might be someone else's weakness. So if you guys can like actually balance each other out and uplift each other in those ways, that could be so helpful. And that's exactly what we do inside the community, which is fabulous. So it's very, very important that, it's not good for me to be alone. It's very important that we can work together and support each other through nursing school. That's the whole point. Like so many times we had clinical or a paper due or an exam, and in nursing school, like someone would text me, or we would text other people, like, hey, just don't forget clinical tomorrow at 3 a.m. Because you don't want someone to oversleep, right, in your clinical group. Or you want you want to make sure that everyone's studying for the exam. So yeah, help each other out for sure. And here's another thing with that, like, if you don't have a study group right now, that's fine. Start one. Like, you don't have to wait for other people to come to you. You go find someone else. Like, you be the one to start it. Be the one to initiate it if that doesn't exist at your school right now.
Yeah, again, it goes back to our first topic of the day, is really do everything that's in your control.
Yes.
So that is clearly in your control. If there is no group yet, start one.
Start one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, you are not alone. And everyone else is thinking that they're alone too. So if you start something, you'll be the positive figure there, and you'll find out that you are not alone and that you guys can help each other.
Yes, 100%. Fabulous. I think on Monday we're going to talk about Med-Surg, because that's a really hot topic.
Okay. Med-Surg.
Yes. And who's taking finals? When are your finals? Put in the chat, when are your final exams? Do you have them coming up at the end of April, early May? Or is your term going all the way to June? When are your finals? Post in the chat.
Yeah, because it's April, right?
It's April.
Yeah.
It's like mid-April now. Yep. So, because I want to do a live video on finals, I'm just not sure when to do it because I don't want to do it, now if they're in June.
Finals are in early May.
Early May. That's what I think I'm hearing most often. Because like semesters, if you're in a semester term, your finals will be in early May. If you're in a quarter term, then it'll be in June. So it's kind of interesting how that does change. So we're gonna pick a day probably in the next week or two to talk about finals because I do want to talk about how to pass your final exams. And then, but next Monday we'll talk about med-surg because I think that's a really important one. There are so many rumors about med-surg. There's so many misconceptions and myths about it that you just should not listen to. So we're gonna bust those myths. I'm gonna tell you exactly what to focus on in med-surg, exactly what to study, so you're not wasting time. That's the whole point. Okay, we do not want to waste time studying the wrong things. You want to have a life in nursing school. Yes. You do not have to waste time studying. Yeah. Because you want to see your family. You don't have to ruin your life in order to pass nursing school. That's not what we do here. So we want to make sure that you get the support that you need. The Nursing SOS membership community is closed right now. It will be opening in a couple weeks. Yeah. A few weeks probably.
Again, if, definitely check out the study system. Yeah. Because that's in our shop. And that will, again, give you the tools you need, give you the how on how to do things, which is really the important part.
Oh, and I mentioned that coupon code. Yeah, if you click the link in my bio, use the coupon code SUNSHINE, one word, and then you'll get $10 off, which is fabulous. So thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome.
Everyone thank Matthew. Yes, you're going to love the study system. And then get on the wait list to join the community. It's just going to be game-changing for you. It's going to help you so much. So we are 100% here for you to help you pass nursing school, my friend. You are capable of passing nursing school. You can absolutely do it, all right? Despite what everyone else says, everyone else is stressed or anxiety or overwhelmed about it. Like, you do not have to take that on yourself. You can absolutely pass nursing school. We're here to help you make it happen. All right, friends, we will see you on Monday.
Yep, we'll see you. You guys take care.
Same place.
All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a great day. Everyone, see you later.